What's up, jokers? It's Ant West. It's Kenzie Paige. Let's talk about this deck that I've been working with. Now, the deck list is in the description, so I'm going to talk to you about all the fun stuff and why it's there, right? So for submissions, the only real big one for me was Work Trashman Work. It was kind of obvious for me, right? Because if Kenzie Paige wants to play a lot of strikes, the opponent is going to try to stop them with a lot of submissions. So at one point, you're going to get a big payoff on this, where if not, worst case, you're going to get a +1, and you don't have to have anything on your board. Like if you want to play body cards, you need a submission play, or you need a follow-up in play for something else. Nope, they have submissions in play, you get pluses. That's all you need to know for that. For all of Kenzie's stops, run draw stops, that was my engine for her pretty much. If you have the steel cage ones, even better, so you can see what's in your opponent's hands. I ran Bow and Arrow because she has an 8 submission, and I felt that was a pretty safe number for that. Same thing with all of her stops, draw stops. I ran DDT because you have a 9 grapple, even though there's a lot of 10 grapples that are good and in the game. This is why I also run Sitout Powerbomb, so now you have an 11 grapple. You can stop those and your DDT is still alive, and you also have an 11. Now, I ran Ushigoroshi so I can get cards out of play. I run Apocalypse, which I'll talk about later. So if you run into a bout of none, you can Ushigoroshi, get it off the board, or pretty much anything that's giving you any trouble. Just Ushigoroshi, get it off the board. You only need a lead and play for it. So you can roll in Forearm and Ushigoroshi, get it off the board. Same play. Now, some tech I got from Ikizo, Slash. It's at number 8. Draw 1 card, I put 1 strike from your discard pile on top of your deck. Now, there's a lot of cards you can run instead of that. Like, you might say, oh, why don't you run like the Body Slam line so you can shuffle 4 back? Like, well, I wanted Surfboard Stomp for that because, like, in-game worst case scenario, you get to shuffle 4 and draw 1. So instead of having the or, I wanted the and Slash is a little bit better for Kenzie Paige because you can draw, which will help her lack of draw, or you can put a card from a strike from your discard pile on top of your deck for free. You don't have to have any other prerequisites. You can just, hey, this is a lead, put a strike from my discard pile on top of my deck. Like, oh, let me get my petty pump kick back. All you gotta do is play Slash. You don't need anything else on the board. Reflective Parry, you flip 3 cards, you add 2 strikes from your hand. Add 2 strikes from your discard pile to your hand, or your next turn roll is +1. So you get to flip 3. Like I said, she doesn't have the best way of generating advantage on her own. So to speed the deck up even more, hey, flip 3. If there's 2 strikes in there, I'm going to get them back. If not, my next turn roll is +1, which is okay. It goes with her gimmick anyway. It's going to give me the same +1 I'm going to get if I hit a strike. So it's all right. I think it's good. It gives you a little bit of speed, gives you recursion on your strikes, so you can't really go wrong with that at 23. There's like flip 2s, there's other things you can play, but this just works so well with what I wanted to do with this deck. 17, I ran Overhead Strike. You can run pretty much whatever you want at 17. But I just wanted to help my card advantage, draw 1 for each strike I have in play. I'm hoping to have a lot of strikes in play, so that's why I use that. And our strikes are important because some of us only play her for a champion, a Kickstarter, into petty pump kick because it's a lead, blah blah blah. Not over here. We make the whole deck, sir. So all of her strikes, all of her stop strikes, because you get a free gimmick. So this is 5 times I can get a free gimmick on your turn. So all of them are stops. It doesn't make any sense to not run them as stops. Running Lariat is your 10. Sometimes it's not on, but that's okay. You still have 4 that you can always use at some point. Specifically Apocalypse, because if you have all your strikes in play and the game goes longer than you need it to, you can just Apocalypse and put them all in the discard and then get them back. Or for me personally, since sometimes I'll just use my stops because I think I'm going to be able to end, or something's going to happen but it doesn't happen, I can just Apocalypse and get everything back. So that's why we run Apocalypse. And then we have Steel City Showdown. You can run Super Kick if you want to, but I figure I'm going to have strikes in play, so I might as well Steel City Showdown. Then I don't have to worry about if I have a follow-up in play, I can just get stuff back. Can you afford this? For the same reason. I'm just hoping to have a lot of strikes in play. If not, then it's, hey, it's Elite Strike, I get a strike in play. It's still good. Leaping Lariat. I chose this for the same reason I chose Overhead Strike, mostly because I just want to get 2 strikes back. So if I Apocalypse my own field, I can play this and get 2 strikes back at some point. Obviously, I know you can't Apocalypse and then play this. I know that, but flip 2 for to speed the deck up a little bit. Add 2 strikes from your discard pile to your hand, or draw 1 card because you're running the Danny Limelight. I can just draw 1. I see you, Danny. I can just draw a card. And rolling Forearm, which is not the greatest in a lot of matchups. For a certain competitor that has a strike, that has a sub finish that stops strikes with rolling in the name at crowd meter 2 or greater, it's very bad, but it's very good most of the other time for obvious reasons because you're playing Kenzie Paige. But that was my deck. It helped me get to the title match at my local. I'm gonna change it a little bit, obviously, like when I do these. But it ran pretty good. When she gets going, she gets going. Or if you run into the Norseman, you just won't go. We had a great game. He was my only loss of the night. GG. Shout out to Brett the Metalhead. He was solid too. We had a great local recently this week before the holidays, and I didn't get to play Wrench Monkey. But the next invasion, maybe we'll come to your house. You never know. But until next video, y'all jokers have a happy new year, and I'm gonna catch you later.